Imagine this, a glitzy LA party, bright lights, statues holding shopping bags, and lots of champagne. Everyone's raving about this fancy new shoe brand, Palissy, by some Italian dude, Bruno Palissy. I'd pay $500 for these, exclaims a guest, showing off snazzy gold sneakers. But wait, there's no such thing as Palissy shoes. And Bruno Palissy? All made up. It's all a big trick by Payless Shoe Source. Those were Payless shoes in the store. Well, this experiment shows us that it's all about the ambience. Join us as we uncover how a regular shoe in a fancy store got everyone buzzing. Let's dive into the world of sensory marketing in retail stores. I am Rushil, and this is the first episode of our podcast, Senses Sells. Now that we have set the stage with dazzling Palissy experiment, think about your own shopping experience. How often have you been swayed by the ambience of a store? We wanted to see this sensory marketing in action, so we took to the malls, microphone in hand, and posed a simple question to the shoppers. What do you like the most about the store you're in? Well, let's hear some of the responses.
All the new launches. Apart from that, the decor is quite nice, and the staff management is pretty good as well.
Collection that they are mentioning in a proper manner that attracts me a lot.
The stores, like it's full colorful, everything is elegant.
Collections, ambience, brands.
After hearing from the shoppers firsthand, it's crystal clear. It's not just about the items on the shelves, but the whole vibe of the place. The ambience, the setup, the colors, they all play a part in making our shopping experience unforgettable. Have you ever stopped to consider why certain stores just make you feel special? Or why you gravitate towards one brand over another? Even if you can't quite put your finger on the reason, this isn't accidental. It's all about brand experience. Brand experience is about the sensations, feelings, cognitions, and behavioral responses we get from everything related to a brand. That's from its design, its identity, packaging, how it communicates, and even its environment. But what influences our behavior in a store? The shopping patronage theory suggests that what we choose and how we behave in a store are influenced by both functional and non-functional factors. Think of functional motivations as our basic needs, the basic reason why we go to a store. But then there are non-functional factors. These are the extras, the store's image, its vibe, and yes, even the kind of people you find there. Ever walked into a store and felt it's just you? That's non-functional events at play. But let's dig deeper. The inference theory focuses on how new customers like you and me use these cues to make assumptions. Ever judged a book by its cover? It's a bit like that, but for brands. Alright, so now we have talked about how brands create an experience, how they play with our perceptions, and how they shape our choices in stores. But have you ever wondered about the actual impact of all of this? How does the perfect blend of sight, sound, and sense in a store change our behavior? Let's dive into a fascinating experiment that spills the beans on just that. Have you ever walked into a store and just felt it was right? That everything about the place made you want to stay a little longer and maybe even buy something you didn't plan to? It's not a fluke. There's a method to the magic. Mood Media and Walnut set out to decode this very magic. They asked a whooping 10,000 shoppers from 10 countries about their in store experiences. Here's the kicker: 90% said that they'd come back if the store vibe was just right. But just asking wasn't enough. So they teamed up with a clothing store in Amsterdam to conduct an experiment. They found that almost 60% of shoppers said the right music lifts their spirits. Well, next time you go shopping, do notice the music playing in the background. Now imagine walking into a store section and catching a scent that takes you back to your childhood. That's the power of smell. In the experiment, a fresh grass scent was introduced near football gear. The result? Shoppers were 28% more engaged. Not just sounds and smells, brands also minutely curate your visual experience. When in stores, do you find your eyes darting to moving images on screens? That's our brain's love for motion at work. It keeps us engaged, looking for the next thing that catches our eye. And here's another fun find from the experiment. Shoppers absolutely love mirrors. Trying outfits and checking themselves out is a highlight for them. Let's just call it a little bit of healthy narcissism. Well, healthy for the stores with mirrors at least. Lastly, there's something online shopping can't give you, and it's touch. Feeling a fabric and experiencing the weight of a product. Almost half of the shoppers surveyed said touching products is the highlight of their shopping experience. With all these sensory elements active, folks stayed 5 minutes longer in the store. And guess what? Sales shot up by 10%. So, sensory marketing? It isn't just about creating a feel good environment, it directly influences sales. To wrap up, sensory marketing isn't just fancy talk. It's a crafty mix of psychology and strategy. It doesn't just make our shopping trips fun, but also influences our choices. So, next time you're out shopping, do not forget to notice the sounds, sights, and scents. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, shop smart and stay curious.